Ladies and gentlemen, Burt Reynolds. Just looking at you, kid. What are we talking? We are talking Dent repair. This is a full throttle bike that I painted, I don't know, not too long ago. Hand painted the logo. It's an FXR lowrider tank. Fell over in the trailer, I believe, so we're gonna do a little repair. Now, the point of this video is to show you how I would do a repair. It's a two-part video. We're gonna do first the filling part, and then we're gonna do the painting part. So we're gonna fix this. Fortunately, the dent isn't bad enough to where we're gonna have to pull it or try and do finagle something to make it straight. All we're gonna do is fill it. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and first things first, always first is safety. Let's put on some old sunglasses here that are actual safety glasses from Heatwave Visual. If you don't know who you are, you're missing out. First things first, we've cleaned this area already. We established what we're gonna do as far as our plan of attack. We're gonna try and save as much of this paint job as we can so later on we could spot it all in. And I'm gonna come back and unfortunately I'm gonna have to hand paint this all again because we had to sit it right there in the old kisser. So we're gonna take a clean and strip disc on a 90-degree angle grinder. This is not gonna take off any of the metal. It's not a grinder, it's just a strip disc. So it's just gonna pull back any of this loose paint. We're gonna get it all the way down to metal. We're gonna figure out exactly where we stand as far as what paint has been damaged. And then we're gonna just rock with it. Hey, Paul. Yeah, come on in. We're still filming, so you can just be in the video. Little chocolate covered strawberries on Valentine's? Thanks, man. Yeah, good. Okay. We're gonna just, I should be wearing a respirator, but I can't talk with a respirator on. So children, ladies and germs at home, wear a respirator. Grab some tape and just tape off that little area. Just because I think I don't want to bring it up to this line. I think I'm going to try and keep it below this, you know what I'm saying? JG. Is that your phone? All right. You just gotta keep yourself clean. All right, now. If I was a body hammer, where would I be? Got a couple high spots. So you gotta imagine that it's kind of like an impact crater. So if this is the surface and it got hit, let's say it's just like the surface of the Earth where it got hit by an asteroid. When it goes down, that energy, this Earth around it has to go somewhere. So just like with the metal, so when it hits, it's gonna raise up. So it actually gets like a high spot and a low spot. So we gotta knock down the high spots. Unfortunately, it's not deep enough to where we're really gonna pop out the low spot, but we'll just tap down those high spots, and that way it'll be all more even and uniform. Now we got that. Now we're just gonna go ahead and sand back or feather back a lot of it. We got 80 grit on a DA. This is the Gold Pro USC series. We're going to go up to 150 from our 80 grit and just feather it back. By feathering, I mean I'm taking the higher grit and I'm trying to feather this edge back so it just thins it out more. I like using these quick change discs from USC. It's kind of like a roll-lock disc that comes in different grits. Just to get the metal. Right, we've established that. That's done. We should probably do a little blow off. What have you eaten? Okay. So now we know where we're gonna fill. I'm kind of old school in the fact that I like to put minimum heavy-bodied body fillers over paint. I like to minimalize that and put like a finishing putty or like an icing or something. I like to feather that over the paint rather than trying to do just a straight filler over the feathered edge, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to have my heavier style body fillers over just the metal part, and then I'll bring my icing and all my finishing putties over the painted edge. So we're gonna mix it up. The way I learned was golf balls. So if you took a golf ball, smashed it flat, that's your measurement for golf ball size, whatever you need. You need 2 golf balls, 3 golf balls, 1 golf ball, half a golf ball. So what we do is we got this mixing board, a clean area. I've been using this USC Plus. I really like it. They got a bunch of different ones that you could try. This one seems to be my favorite. And it's always wise to mix it up. This one's kind of down to the bottom. And this is pretty important. We're gonna do what they call kneading the hardener. Hardener has benzoyl peroxide in it, so if you don't do this and you put it on there, you'll notice it's all watery. Well, that can stain and come back and bleed your filler. Paint a car white and all of a sudden you see a blue blotch on it because the guy over hardened it or I didn't mix his hardeners properly in his filler.
Perfect.
So for every golf ball, the theory is that for every golf ball is about 1 inch of hardener, depending on the weather. So we're just gonna add it. I always add it to the side of the filler instead of doing it right on top, just in case you gotta go do something. I'm mixing it, I'm not stirring it because you're gonna get pinholes. I'm not doing any of that. What I'm doing is I'm just folding it in, just like you're cooking. And I'm containing it. I'm not letting it walk all around. I'm just flipping it. Some guys use plastic spatulas and stuff like that. This is the way I always learned, was just using a metal, whatever the hell you call this thing. Now you can see it's starting to mix properly. I always try and get the rest of it off my fucking tool here. You see it's a totally different color, starting to harden. Depending on the weather, you got either a long window to work it or you got a short window. It is an activated catalyzed product, so you only have so long. You know, don't try and fill it all in one coat if you think that it's going to be a 2-coat, or else you're just going to put it on too thick. I like to taper the edge. I think I mixed up a little bit too much. Now we're gonna close this up, put that to the side. That to the side. We're gonna clean this up. I usually use a red Scotch-Brite. Fell down. A little lacquer thinner. Always wear gloves. Do your tools first. And the board. Done. Now we wait for that to dry, we'll block it out. So our body filler is dried. I'm just gonna do the initial shaping with a DA, then I'll switch to a block. All right, what I like to do for blocks on a lot of the motorcycle stuff is I use these rubber squeegees to where I can conform to the side of the tank with that curve. If you use some flat block that's meant for like automotive stuff that's flat, you're just kind of like fighting yourself as far as with the curves and everything. It's kind of two different genres of thinking about it. So what I like to do is take my curved block, and you can see them. I can make that almost the same curve as the side of the tank. I'm gonna do another spread here rather quickly, but all right, let's blow that off. We'll do another spread. Don't do that. It's a lot of the don'ts. All right, so let's do this over. Grab a little bit of grab a little bit of body filler. Grab our hardener. It's a little bit less than a golf ball, so we'll do a little bit less. Bam! Is that like a trademark thing from, what does that do? Emerald Lagasse or whatever? Bam! Bam! And we're mixing. Why don't you put this up on the story, dude? No? Don't want to put it up on the old IG? Hoping we can just get away with this coat and that's it. We're gonna let that dry. Yeah. We're letting that dry. All right, once again, I'm gonna knock down the rough of my spread with DA. Take my hair block. I'm trying to contain the bottom. I'm not trying to go like this across the whole side of the tank. I'm trying to feel it. You know, these are the best tools you got, so I'm trying to feel it and see where I need it, where it's high, where it's low. All right, I think we can just do one final coat of icing, and presto. So this is a finishing putty, probably one of my favorites of all time. You heard it, the GOAT of putties right here. Icing, if you haven't tried it, give yourself a shot. This is my favorite putty, USC Icing. I said that before. If you haven't tried it, try it. You won't be disappointed. I'm getting a different spreader that's flexible. Uses the same hardener. Pretty much same mix ratio too. Hold on, what? What? All right, this is our final sand job. Final sand job here. Fucking sand job. I'm just knocking it down. You know, this stuff sands really easy, so it doesn't take much. Just kind of like a final little glaze. You kind of zone out and just do it. No, it's just kind of medium. You don't really have to do a real heavy sand with this stuff. You're just kind of knocking it down. It sands really nice, so you don't really have to force it. Let the sandpaper do the work. What? Motions I'm using right now? Feeling it, making sure I'm sanding it correctly. Locking this thing down. What? You know what, Justin? I think you're in the wrong shop for that kind of talk. close, man. She's close, dude. She's real close. I need some 320. Can you hand me some 320? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. There's that little bit right there. Okay, so from this point, I'm just gonna back tape this. Take a little bit lighter sandpaper, maybe some 400, and just go around it with some red Scotch-Brite. Then I'm gonna prime this, and that'll be all in the next episode. So once it's all primed and blocked, I'm gonna show you guys how to repair this as far as paint. It's gonna be fun. So stay tuned. Next episode, how to unnamed video series with me, Taylor Schultz. Sponsorship spots still available. Sponsorship opportunities still available. If you guys have any questions, you can always email me at taylor@schultzdesigns.com. And yeah. If anybody has any suggestions of anything they want to see, you can message it on the YouTube channel, or you can email me at taylor@schultzdesigns.com. Ladies and gentlemen! What was that fucking dude's name from the Gremlin, the little one from the Gremlins movie? What do they call him? Look it up on your phone.
Before my time.
Look it up. This dude looks like a gremlin or something. It was a Mugwai. Oh, Gizmo. This guy looks like Gizmo.